Yes, this is a sequel to the Canada Becomes the 51st State video, and yes, Americans responded. However, we have a problem. Six days after publishing this list, I received over 2,000 comments. Most of them were from Americans. And instead of being very mad at me, they decided to draw their own list of counter offers that they would like to share with Canadians. In there, you have very wise stuff, you have funny stuff, and you also have deeply concerning stuff. Believe me, some of them could actually change how things work between Canada and the United States. So let's jump in right now. Number 20 is a counter-offer. We asked to get rid of Nebraska in order to keep 50 as a round number of state instead of 51. Americans who saw the video said, don't take Nebraska, take Alaska. And once you're at it, call it Alaskanada or Kanaska.
Let me know in the comments section which one you prefer.
Number 19 is a brand new proposal from the Americans themselves. They said instead of trying to figure out how to stay at 50, we're bringing the numbers of state to 60 by merging the 2 Dakotas, 2 Carolinas, the Northeast into the New England. We're bringing in Puerto Rico. We're bringing in the 10 provinces, and we're bringing in the 3 Canadian territories. This is 60 states. And by the way, they told me if we want to call the Northeast Lobsterland, that's up to us. French as an official language is officially refused. It has been for a while in Canada too. Instead, they are proposing to bring back the British-style spelling, especially with the OU, humor, savor, and Colorado. I didn't write that one. Number 17 is accepted, and it's about renaming the White House to the Off-White Bungalow. Some Americans also said we could call it the Eggshell Bungalow. They are also offering to repaint it if we promise not to burn it down like we did in 1812. We can do that. We're gonna have to find something else to burn. Number 16, some of my American friends are proposing to rename the Gulf of Mexico or America, the Gulf of Canada, United States, and Mexico. The Gulf of Cum, more appropriate for the situation we're in right now. I stole this one on Facebook. I thought it was funny. From the Americans themselves, all future presidents must take an empathy and IQ test before running the office. I wonder where that comes from. Number 14 is accepted. It's using Tim Hortons as official coffee distributor in all federal establishments. One user politely noted, quote unquote, "You dumb piece of shit. Tim Hortons is already American owned. For every Tim Hortons in the United States, we should build a Dunkin' Donut in Canada." Why not? Number 13 is a proposal from both Canadians and Americans saying that Starbucks needs to use American names for their cup size. So the small size is now the pickup, the medium size is now the truck, and the large size is now the monster. In the future, you're gonna have to order someone like this. I'll have a double shot pickup monster extra foam, Americans proposed that all former provinces and territories from the north are marked on the American flag with a maple leaf, with one that is slightly to the side and a bit weird, representing Quebec, being drunk half of the time and not wanting to participate in official decisions. Americans are refusing to move their Thanksgiving to October. They want to keep it to November. One of them said, just make 2. So from now on, we are going to have 2 Thanksgivings for everyone. One in October, one in November. Someone online asked if we could have the colorful, plasticky Canadian money instead of your boring, homework-looking American dollar bills. This smells like maple syrup. Another proposal from the Americans in the scope of adopting Canada is, can we get rid of the word restroom for the washroom? Because let's be fair and let's be honest here, no one rests in those rooms. Since US President seems to be fond of King Charles, His Majesty will now be brought in as ceremonial head of state for this new North American supercountry. Oh, and the president is now a symbolic political figure, like the Governor General in Canada. Like, they say stuff on TV, they have all sorts of interview on the radio, but no one really listens. Americans are asking for Kraft peanut butter. I was shocked when I learned that Kraft is not distributed everywhere in the United States of America. So Skippy and Jif have 30 days to vacate the shelves. Vacate? Vacate? How do you pronounce that word? Plot twist! The Americans are adopting the metric system based on the quality of the comments that we received around our proposal. 247 years after they fought the British to avoid their units of measurements. Now, let's remember who's in the White House with your president. King Charles! I'm drinking milliliters of tea now. In Canada, you have the Conservative, the Liberals, and the Bloc Québécois that no one really knows what's going on with them. In the United States, you have the Republicans and the Democrats. To simplify things, we are rebranding all parties into just two parties, the Republicative and the Demorals. This is shocking. Universal healthcare is rejected. Thanks to Jimmy3201 yelling online, based on the caps, healthcare is not free. Doctors are not working for free. Nurses are not working for free. Well, thank you, Jimmy. This is why we call it universal. We make sure the money is available when we need it. It's a wild concept, we know. Making sure you have the money when something bad happens is it's hard to grasp. It's not easy, I know. Greenland! Every time I turn on the TV, I hear people wanting Canada or Greenland. The only things we have in common with Greenland is snowplows, drunk people, and surprisingly interesting international location for snowplows and drunk people. A request from our American friends under the Maple Syrup Equity Act. They are requesting access to all national maple syrup reserves. So all states will have access to maple syrup, Florida under certain conditions, and people caught reselling Aunt Jemima's maple syrup will be deported without further notice. And the one last thing on USA's counter offer list is that in order to make sure people understand how powerful, polite, and creative this new super country has become, some Americans proposed that we rename the country half and half, the United States of Canada. What do you think about that? Let me know in the comment section. We made a list. Canadian requests to become the 51st state. Americans online, after 2,000 comments, made their own list in order to accept Canada as the 51st state. So now we have King Charles sipping milliliters of tea with Donald Trump. We have peanut butter from Kraft everywhere in the United States. And everybody, except Florida, has access to all the national treasure that is maple syrup. Is it a good deal? We don't know. And if you made it this far in the video, you are either very patriotic or very confused. But no matter what you are, what I noticed in the last few days is that Canadians and Americans are very much alike, and they very much like each other. Because we are very, very similar, and we are very, very good friends. Keep it up, guys! I have to go back to Colorado.